Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. Um, we saw one of the young heavyweight prospects in action the weekend, Jared Anderson, American guy, only 22 years old, and he has a very glossy record. Going in, he had 11 wins, 11 knockouts, no defeats, no draws. So he calls himself the real big baby, and he couldn't be any worse than the last big baby, could he? In fact, he's a lot better. Again, only 22 years old. Big imposing guy, I think he's 6'4". Not sure of the weight, but he's going to put on weight naturally, and he looks like he could be a very imposing figure in the heavyweight division. Long way to go, still largely untested, because although he's got all those knockouts, the quality of the opposition hasn't been great. He did beat a 17-1 guy, Alexander Teslenko, in his last fight. Knocked him out in 2 rounds. He's beaten, Jeremiah Carpensi, who's no great shakes, knocked him out in 2. And some of these opponents have good records, but when you do some digging, they faced absolutely no one. And Anderson's at that level, which is fair enough, He's only a young fella. But he faced a Serbian fighter called Miljan Rovcanin, who again had a very glossy record. 24 wins, 16 knockouts, 2 defeats, no draws. I hadn't heard of Rovcanin. Looking at his record, he had absolutely no one on his record. Very few that even had winning records. But in the first round, out they come, and there's some sharp punches coming from both guys. Anderson is a natural left-hander. He came out southpaw, but Rovcanin, he looked all right. He was there to win. He looked like he was there to win. He looked like he was there to impose his will, his style, punch first. And halfway through the fight, maybe 2 minutes, halfway through the round, maybe 2 minutes into the round, Anderson did change to orthodox, which, kind of suggested after he'd taken an overhand right, or was it a right cross, which landed pretty much flush. It was almost like, well, the southpaw thing's not working. Let me go orthodox. So in the first round, Anderson, he was given plenty to think about, and you thought this is a fight, because Rovcanin, he did look very, very slick, and he certainly looked like he had ambition. So in the second round, it was more the same. For the first half of the round, Anderson, he wasn't being outboxed, he wasn't being outpunched, but it was a competitive first 90 seconds, 2 minutes maybe. And then suddenly, Anderson made an adjustment, which was, I thought, really impressive. And it seemed to be an instinctive adjustment, nothing that his corner had told him. I could be wrong about that. But he started banging to the body, and he started upping the tempo. And as soon as he did that, you could see the effects. Because Miljan Rovcanin, I think it is. Miljan Rovcanin, yeah. He felt the pace. He felt the pace was being upped, and he definitely felt the body punches. And the body punches, no doubt about it, instantly sucked, a lot of the ambition out of him, which was disappointing to see, because the guy looked like he had some skills. Right at the end of the second round, overhand right, I think it was a chopping right by Anderson, puts Rovcanin on his back. He knows where he is, doesn't want to get up. And I think as much as that chopping right hand, which I'm not saying did him any good, but I think it was the body punches. He knew he had more of that coming. And Anderson instantly took his heart away, which is very disappointing to see, because Miljan Rovcanin, you got some ability. Shame you ain't got the heart to go with it, because it was at the end of the round he could have got up, maybe tried to regroup, fought on. But purely a front runner is Mr. Rovcanin. And another good knockout win for Anderson. I'm not someone who advocates fast tracking anyone. I think Anderson should carry on learning the trade against lower level guys, move him up sensibly, incrementally, see what he's made of against stiffer guys, tougher guys, guys with more ambition, guys with a bit more fortitude. But I like what I saw in Anderson, and I've seen him fight before. He looks good, but we obviously needs to be tested. So move him up bit by bit, one rung at a time up the ladder. You never try to run up a mountain. You always do a little bit at a time. Sit down if you need a rest. Carry on a bit more, bit more, bit more, and then eventually you're at the top without realising it. So I think he needs to do that. As for Mr. Rovcanin of Serbia, he needs to have a think about it. Does he want a career, or does he just want to pick up a few paychecks and then quit when the going gets tough? Anyway, tell me what you think if you saw the fight. It was on the Commey Pedraza undercard. Good little heavyweight, intriguing little heavyweight run around for Anderson. More to come from him. Leave your comments below. Thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, double jab. Speak soon. Bye for now.